Hey, I'm BJ with Real Property Management, and we manage small HOAs in the District of Columbia. We focus on 4 units all the way up to about 50 units, with the idea of these smaller units sometimes get lost in portfolios of companies that have, two, three, 400 door properties. Um, and so for us, yours important to us as the 50 unit building, the 4 unit building. Um, but what this video is going to be about is what we've seen in the past of homeowners buying a property in, say, a 6 unit building, not realizing that they're going to be might be some responsibility of them becoming part of that board. I was just looking at some bylaws this morning for a 6 unit building we just took over from another company, and the bylaws actually state that the board needs to be made up of 6 members. So basically, everybody in that building needs to be on the board. Um, it reminds me of a lot of these smaller buildings are condo conversions that have been, a 4 unit building. Developer bought it, gutted it, built it back up, and then they're selling it as condos. And so they're taking it from them developing it to selling it and people moving in. And so I remember getting a call from an owner of a unit had bought the unit. I believe he'd never owned a property because he was asking questions about mortgage interest rate and all those kind of things, right? And so we kind of talked him through that. But then he realized, that he needed to be part of this board and help create this board that's going to be responsible for actually the entire building. So he thought he was buying just a really nice 1 unit in this beautiful building, but now he's responsible for the roof and the yard and the trash and all that stuff. And so he called us. We walked through it. We now manage that building, and so we take care of all that stuff for them behind the scenes. But he now is a board member, and so he's responsible for the building decisions and making those and doing them correctly. And so my last video, we talked about the importance of following the bylaws and having notices and voting and proxies and make sure you have the quorum and handling order of business and taking notes. And so he does all that. We help him facilitate, and we help their board do what they need to do to make sure it's easier for them, so it's not a full-time job. And so just a thought, as you're buying a condo in the district, if you're buying something in these 4 units to 20 units, there's going to be a time that comes pretty soon that you're going to be asked to be on the board, and it can feel like a lot. But if you have a good partner like us helping you, we can make it a lot easier to where you're looking at just an annual meeting, checking out the budget, making sure the projected budget looks right, and then having a board meeting, once or twice a year just to make sure everything's on course. And so, again, in the small buildings, it's easy to forget the importance of these meetings because everybody in the building and everybody there's 6 of you and you're all on the board or 4 of you on the board. So it's easy to make decisions like that, but it's important to make sure you do it correctly, following the bylaws. So again, if you're in one of these buildings, you're looking for this, or you realize you need help with this, with managing the board, give us a call. Real Property Management. Again, we manage properties in the district, and we focus on the small HOAs. So if you need help, let us know. Thank you.